Who's actually going to get the most out of a high-end countertop combi oven? Who might be better off with a simpler toaster oven plus air fryer combo? And does the price tag make sense for the average home cook? Those are the three questions that keep most people up at night when they see a sleek, cream-finished SMEG on a kitchen showroom floor. If you've ever felt the sting of buying an appliance that looks amazing but ends up gathering dust, you'll want to hear this. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's acknowledge the hesitation that comes with any 10-in-1 kitchen gadget. The promise of grilling, air frying, steaming, baking, convection, defrosting, and warming sounds like a chef's dream, but the reality can be a little different. You're not just buying a piece of metal, you're buying a workflow change. The SMEG COF01 sits on the countertop like a piece of art, and that visual appeal can be a double-edged sword. It can make you feel like you've upgraded your kitchen instantly, but it can also tempt you to try every function before you truly understand which ones actually improve your daily meals. If you're the type of person who spends an hour each night planning a balanced dinner, maybe a piece of salmon, a side of quinoa, and a vegetable medley, this oven could become a real time saver. The built-in steam technology, for example, lets you finish a piece of fish in a matter of minutes while preserving moisture, something that's a pain to achieve with a regular oven and a separate steamer. I've seen a few home cooks swap their bulky steamers for the combi steam mode simply because it eliminates an extra appliance and cuts down on countertop clutter. The chef menu presets also mean you can select fish or bread and let the machine handle the exact temperature ramp-up and steam-to-dry ratio. For someone who values consistency without having to read a recipe page and adjust timers, that convenience translates directly into less stress during the weeknight rush. On the flip side, if your cooking style is more throw it in and forget it, think frozen pizza, reheated leftovers, or a quick bag of chips in an air fryer, you might be overpaying for capabilities you'll never tap. The SMEG's advanced steam system shines when you're dealing with delicate proteins, fresh vegetables, or artisanal breads that need that crisp outside, soft inside texture. Those who never bake sourdough loaves or attempt sous vide-style dishes could find the extra functions more of a novelty than a necessity. In that scenario, a traditional convection oven or a dedicated air fryer would likely meet the same needs at a fraction of the cost. Now, let's talk about real-world strengths that actually matter in a busy household. The first one is space efficiency. Even though the unit is a countertop model, its footprint is comparable to a high-end toaster oven, meaning it can sit on a standard kitchen island without blocking the sink. That matters if you have a compact layout and can't afford a full-size wall oven. The second strength is the LCD digital display. It isn't just a pretty face, it shows you both the current temperature and the selected mode, which reduces the guesswork you get with dial-only models. The ability to fine-tune temperature in 5-degree increments is a subtle but useful feature when you're trying to perfect a delicate custard or a caramelized crust. A practical weakness that shows up once you start using the oven daily is the learning curve. The interface tries to be intuitive, but juggling between traditional menu and chef menu can be confusing the first few times. I've heard people accidentally start an air fry cycle while the machine is already in a steam mode, which forces a quick reset. That's not a deal breaker, but it does mean you'll spend a few evenings just watching the screen instead of cooking. Another point to consider is the cleaning routine. Because the oven combines a steam chamber with a convection fan, the interior can accumulate moisture residue, especially if you frequently use the steam function. The manufacturer provides a removable water tank, but the drip tray and the fan cover need regular wiping to avoid any lingering odors. If you're not comfortable with a bit more maintenance, that could be a deterrent. Price is where the conversation usually splits. The SMEG sits in the premium segment, reflecting both the Italian design pedigree and the multifunction engineering. For a family that already owns a standard oven, the question becomes whether the incremental convenience justifies the extra dollars. In my experience, families who enjoy experimenting, trying a low-fat air-fried chicken, a steamed vegetable medley, or a perfectly risen focaccia tend to get their money's worth within a few months because they replace multiple appliances with this one. For a single person or a couple that sticks to quick, reheated meals, the return on investment stretches out much longer, and the price may feel unjustified. So, who should hit add to cart today? If you love cooking as a hobby, want to expand your technique repertoire, have limited countertop space, and appreciate a device that looks as good as.